Do your job.
Marco's here for FightHubTV.com in Orange County, California, being joined by Mark Munoz, who has a gym over here in Lake Forest, California. We talked about his gym, and we talked about his upcoming fight in Detroit. So go ahead and check it out. We're standing right here with Mark Munoz in Orange County, California. Mark, how are you doing today?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
You have some big names coming in at your gym, is that right?
Yeah, having a lot of good guys coming in. We got you know, the Nogueira brothers coming in. We got Anderson Silva that came in and has been coming in for his last camp. We have Krzysztof Szynski, Tito Ortiz trains there, King Mo, Babalu, Fabricio Verdum, Jay Silva, Rafael Davis with Belfort. We got Joe Henley from the Ultimate Fighter there. So we got Marcel Lozado, who's a three-time world champ, who's there. So man, it's great.
How is it that you're able to get so many big names all under one roof to go and train with you guys over there?
You know, I think it's just, you know, for me, I try to treat people the way I want to be treated, you know. And for me, it's about giving as much as receiving, you know. And so when I give, they give back to me. So it's pretty awesome, you know, to be able to have all these guys to train with, because if you train with the best, you'll be the best, you know. And so, you know, I'm having been in mixed martial arts for only about 2 years. You know, I've been able to, you know, have a, you know, a pretty good rise up until this point. So I plan on keep climbing up the ladder, and you know, I want to have a belt around my waist for sure.
You have a big fight coming up in Detroit, right?
Yeah, I have a big fight against Aaron Simpson. He's a good friend of mine. He wrestled at Arizona State. You know, we have similar backgrounds, you know, but we're gonna go in there. It's gonna be fireworks, man. He's a real aggressive fighter. I'm a real aggressive fighter, and we're just gonna go in there, mix it up, and you know, and I'm gonna let the chips fall where they may, man.
Now, you mentioned that you guys are friends earlier to me, and I was talking to you. You know, does that take a different mindset when you're in there and battling it out? You know, do you feel bad, or do you get worried of like, you know what, I don't want to hurt this guy because he's my friend, and things like that ever go across your mind?
You know, it does cross my mind, but I know when I get in there, you know, I'm gonna want to win the fight, and I know he's gonna want to win the fight too. So if I don't punch him, I know he's gonna punch me. You know, so that's the way I have to look at it. You know, I got to look at it to where we're competitors, and then after the fight, we're friends. We can take each other out for dinner, take our families out, you know, and just enjoy each other's time. But when we get into the cage or the octagon, you know, it's go time.
With that being said, what do you make of other fighters saying, you know, that they don't want to fight their friends? You know, you're clearly different from what they think.
You know, I didn't want to fight Aaron, you know, but it's our job, you know, and you know, the UFC presented that matchup to me, and you know, I said if there's another guy I can fight, you know, let's schedule that. But if not, then I'll fight Aaron, you know, because I'm not here to dodge anybody. I'm here to climb the ladder, and if you put him in front of me, then he's a guy that I got to go through. So, you know, for me, it's about the end result, and the end result for me is wanting to get that belt.
How are you going to win that match against him come in November in Detroit?
It's going to be, you know, we're going to cancel each other out. You know, he's got good wrestling, I got good wrestling, and what's going to happen is it's going to be a stand-up war, you know, and you know, he's got to work on his stand-up, I got to work on my stand-up, so I think the winner is going to be the most all-around better fighter.
Now, with you training with the Nogueiras and Anderson Silva, what do you make of Anderson Silva's next fight with Vitor Belfort?
You know, it's going to be a good fight, man. You know, Vitor is very explosive, but at the same time, it plays into Anderson's strength. You know, he's very good at stand-up. So, you know, it's a pretty interesting matchup, you know, because I honestly, if it goes to the ground, you know, Anderson's good on the ground too, you know, so I haven't seen Vitor on the ground yet, but, you know, I've heard he's good on the ground as well, so yeah, you know, that's why they fight. You know, you don't know the end result until it happens.
Well, Mark, thanks very much for this interview. Is there any last thoughts you would like to leave off with?
You know, I'd just like to thank Rain Training Center. You know, I'd like to thank you know, my training partners there, all my training partners I just named off. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Form. Also, I'd like to thank Boneheads for always being there for me. And I'd like to thank my managers, Mike Roberts and Jeff Meyer. Man, there's just, you know, I'd like to thank my family as well. And my sister, Rena Munoz, who's doing a lot of my PR. So it's definitely a family thing for me. It takes a village to raise a child, and I'm that child, you know, so there's definitely a lot of parts to it, and you know, I'm pretty excited to keep climbing that ladder, man. So thank you for interviewing me.